What's going on, good people? This your guy, the king, one of the kings. We all kings and queens on this earth. This is King D Fitch, Daniel. Don't forget to like, subscribe, turn on them notification bells because I am always posting something. Currently, there is a outage in the area with Xfinity customers where I'm located in California. So I will be using my mobile network to upload videos. Do what you gotta do. It's been a while. I don't really post many videos as far as motivational, me just sitting down in my backyard or wherever, maybe at the park. It's very rare, just talking about stuff. I want to talk about life. I'll talk about my life. I'll talk about life in general. I never really sway away from those conversations necessarily. A lot of my friends and folks may not always understand it because I am unique. Not saying I'm better than other people, but my mindset, the way I look at life is different. That's because of the type of parents that I had. I had a mother who's been through a lot: alcoholism, drugs, church. She's kept me in churches and things like that. To have a father who's very religious, he's dying. He's been dying for many years. We're all dying every single day as we get older because the cells in our body, as I mentioned in past videos ages ago, continue to die in our body in form of, but as we get older, it's harder for those cells to regenerate in our body, causing us to lose different things as we get older and older. And again, like I have always preached in the few videos I have done over the years in this format, me just sitting down talking for 20 minutes, 15 minutes, 10 minutes about life, sports, whatever the topic may be that I choose that just comes off the top of my head. Life is not guaranteed. Every single day that we live on this earth, it's not necessarily guaranteed. And we have to really understand the importance of every day that we do have of life. I lost a good friend of mine just about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago to, I want to say, an overdose. My other friend told me about it. I knew the dude for like 5 years living out here. We used to play basketball together, went to the same community college that I'm still going to take one last class. Good dude, good spirit. You just don't know what people are going through. I wish his family the best, everything. I wish, all those I've lost in the last year and a half. I've lost about, I want to say, 9 people, family and friends alike, since early 2020 of last year. A legitimate year ago, I've lost almost 10 people that I was actually very close to in different forms of my 30 years of life. And may God find peace for those who have passed away onto the afterlife, as well as Kobe, my greatest idol outside of my father, because though I don't always agree with the very things my father preaches and tells me, I take them to heart and I apply them to where it can be fit and where it can be used. And it's so important to have some type of outlet, some type of way you can just voice your opinion and express it without necessarily hurting people, but being authentic with yourself. And that's why this video is just going to be off the top of my head. I'm just going to call it life. Quote unquote life. As far as things go with me, I currently still work at Walmart. Been going strong. Today's my 17-month anniversary. Got hired with my beloved back on August 9th, 2019. It's almost 2 years, another 7 months. We talk in August, that's 7 months away. Makes a full 2 years I've worked at Walmart. I worked at Modesto Junior College for 2 years, a little over 2 years. I worked at White Castle for 2.5 years. Every other job I've had in the last 17, 18 years, since between New York and where I live in my part of California, I've never worked more than 6 months, 4 months, a few weeks, a month. But the 3 longest jobs that I've had in this order have been White Castle Inc., the almost 100-year-old franchise fast food establishment, the little mini burgers, Harold and Kumar, for those who don't know, who are not from New York or from Ohio or from New Jersey, those parts of the East Coast. I worked there for 2.5 years early 2011 to 2013. I worked for Modesto Junior College, where I'm at. As a student worker, I answered phone calls, I did paperwork, I helped other students. I was a student myself en route to getting my associate's degree almost 2 years ago now. I graduated May of 2019, but I continued to take classes right after en route to transferring. There was an issue with my process to transfer, so now I'm back at the community college, but I'm doing it remotely due to the pandemic, taking a public speaking class that I need to transfer further en route to get my bachelor's degree. Obviously, I'm kind of fed up with the school because they gave me a bit of a runaround. I paid $200 out of pocket, which is the admissions fee. This is a California State University. That's just their system. That's their rule. I don't like it. It is what it is. I may have to pay $200 again. It's nuts, but that's just what it is. In my class, I paid $173 right out of pocket because, hey, I milked. I used legitimate 6.5 years worth of financial aid from when I graduated high school almost 12 years ago. June of 2009, went right in. I was in foster care. Yeah, so I received a little more than others would actually receive because us foster care youth, we have more hardships. It's nothing personal, it's just the way the system is. Whether you're in New York, California, the rules may vary from state to state in the US. But I was in foster care 5 years, almost 5 years. So I was able to reap the benefits and blessings financially, but I did want to continue to go to school. I just wasn't really as motivated and focused once I got out of high school, because those last 2 years of high school, I was very motivated and focused between 2008 and 2009. I'm 30 years old now. I turned 31, God's will, in 11 months in December. Then here we are. It's Christmas again. I'm 2 weeks before Christmas. This is my 4th decade of life because I lived from 1990 to 2000, 2000 to 2010, 2010 to 2020, and now we're in 2020 to 2030. So this is officially my personal 4th decade that I'm entering of life, even though I'm only 3 decades old. It's uncanny, but that's just what it is. I am a millennial, but I'm a millennial with a different mindset. The way I look at things are not like others. I look at the world, in a completely different sense. In my older age now, I'm now in my first year of being 30. There are things I still haven't done that adults should have done, that an adult should have accomplished, but that's just how life is. You cannot compare your life to the next man or the next woman or the next person. In general, you have to go about things your own way. You have to go about life in a certain fashion, a certain form, in order to be successful. It may be uncanny, it may seem strange to others how you pursue your goals and dreams, but you have to do things on your terms. And whatever consequences come your way, you just deal with them head on, tackle them, defeat them, and come out triumphant. But the whole point is, life has been tough. Not necessarily for me at this point in my life, but there are trials and tribulations that I am continuing to face. But I am blessed. More blessed than others, more blessed than I could ever imagine. And I am so grateful, so humble to even say that, because losing all the people that I've lost, those that I knew about that didn't know me, like celebrities, whatnot. We're talking Kobe, Chadwick Boseman, Nipsey Hussle. People are like, oh, Nipsey wasn't that good. That's your opinion. I started listening to Nipsey's music right after he died, and I apologize for that. I do. I'm not from Los Angeles. I love the Lakers. I don't care for the Dodgers, but I'm happy they finally got that ring after so many decades, because they deserved it after what the Houston Astros did to them. I'm a San Francisco Giants fan, so it stings, but we got 3 last decade. We did. So it is what it is. Point is, life, you cannot take life for granted. You just don't know when the Lord and Savior could just take you out. You can have a heart attack, a stroke, get murdered, shot, doesn't even matter. Some violent stuff to think about, but we have to stop being fake with ourselves. I'm not perfect. No human being on this earth is perfect more than our Lord and Savior. My point is, cherish life while you're still here. Love those who love you back, as I say in a lot of these videos, because you have to try and be different. It's not going to be popular. It's not going to be what's in the norm. But you have to use your influence, if you even have a type of influence. Okay, I have under 1,400 subscribers. God bless you all for subscribing to me. This is one of the greatest moments in my life because of the influence, because of the content that I'm able to put out, whether it's just something simple as this, or my 2K videos, or me playing at the park with my young guys, you know what I'm saying, or me just finding videos from social media and other platforms to share, as long as I can find the person to give credit to in the descriptions, because it's not my video. I'm just posting it as a video for my subscribers, for those who can see them, even if you're not my subscriber, to watch. I am grateful to be able and have this type of platform where I can talk about these things, as long as it's not censored, you know what I'm saying, and shit like that, stuff like that. But the fact of the matter is, life is so precious. We tend to take it for granted. We go party, we drink. That's fine, but you have to know your limits. You have people that drink away their pain. They drink away their sorrows. There's something bothering them internally, and it causes them to have alcoholism and get into DUIs and all this other shit and stuff that's so dangerous to their health and to their life. You never truly recover from that. You have to find a balance in your life in order to not only help other people, but to help yourself be great, to unlock the potential that you in your heart know that you have. And that's the problem with a lot of people. They want to constantly bash the next man for going about their own goals, their own hopes and dreams in a completely different fashion, a completely different form, a completely different way. You can't do that. Everybody works in a different, some people move in silence, and those are usually the most successful because they don't put their business out there. Know that I have said a lot of things about myself, but you still don't know but so much about me. There's still so much that people don't even know about me. Regardless of all the stuff I put in the description of my bio on this YouTube channel, you don't know me. So you can't tell me anything. I'm just preaching to you to give you a perspective of how things can be done through my own view, through my eyes, my four eyes. As I always hated that growing up. People call me four eyes. You know, I've had glasses for over 20 years now. It's some BS. Point is, you have to really understand what's going on in the world around you. We have a current president that just doesn't understand right from wrong. It's a grown 77-year-old baby. And yes, I do not like the current president. I have a little more faith in the next one coming in, but I'm not going to put all my faith in Biden and Kamala Harris, because she and Biden have history too. That's politics for you. You cannot get so involved in politics where you cannot understand things through your own views. Yes, one can be Democrat, Republican, Independent, Green Party, whatever. But you have to understand there's other ways of thinking politically, spiritually, mentally, physically. You have to read, research, and unlock those different barriers and fractions and factions of how you learn about everything around you. That's why it's so important for people to read. You can read digitally. I get it. It's a different time. You have people like me who have books, but I also have Amazon Kindle. You have people like my father. He's not into the tech savvy. He's 69 years old, very sick, dying. He's alone. I try to help him the best of my ability, from California to wherever he's at in South Carolina. Point is, life is so precious. He's constantly giving me these movies from the 1960s. I was born in 90. Noted, he was born 1951, my father. You know, he's a grandfather. I'm a grandfather to more than one. Point is, I'm trying to teach my young ones about the importance of the world and how they are the future of the world around us. Because when you're looking at what's going on, we're suffering as not just a black race, a brown race, a white race, but as a human race. Everybody's going through something. These truly are the last days. When that last day will come, only the Lord knows. You read Book of Revelation, a lot of people are not into the Bible. I'm not even that much into the Bible. My father keeps pushing it onto me, but I've read all 66 books in some way, shape, or form over the last 25 years. When you talk about the book of Genesis, you're talking about the beginning of the world being created by God. You have Adam and Eve, and then they had their kids, and that's a whole completely separate storyline within the Old or New Testament. I'm not sure exactly which book, but they end up having kids that build their own legacies throughout the Bible. You have the heroes of faith in the book of Hebrews. You have my legendary book, the book of Daniel, with Shamrock, Meshach, Abednego, and how they were thrown in the lion's den and nothing happened to them with the lions because the Lord helped them, protected them from evils because they believed in him. You have the book of Revelation when it comes to the world ending, a new world being built upon the current world that's falling apart. You have, Islam, you have Israel, you have the Jewish Torah, you have the Holy Quran, you have the Bible, there's King James, the more authentic version, then you have New Living Translation version. There's so many different things in the world that can alter our thinking and the way we look at life and everything around us. It's just a matter of what you personally are into, what you are willing to research in order to find those answers to the questions that your heart is burning to find. Life is such a blessing because there's people that pass away at 5 years old, young children who are dying or who get killed. It's just so much going on, so much evil and famine going on in the world. But we have to find that joy and those little pieces of positivity in order to help thrive in a world such as this one. For me, I'm not religious like I used to be. I never truly was. I would go to a lot of churches, a lot of events. I would take in that spiritual energy, so to speak, in a church environment growing up, and I respect and love those who still believe in that, but they're hypocrites. So not everybody, but there are people within those same churches that will still commit adultery and still do all this other stuff. So it's very tricky how you tread those waters when it comes to living a spiritual life. But you have people who are very spiritual and they don't believe in anything, and there's atheists. I may not really care for them or others, but I don't hate them. I just don't have the same views as them, because I believe in something that other people say is not real, but I don't believe in what those people say about what I believe, So it's very tricky stuff. And I don't got time to be arguing with a bunch of people on Twitter, Facebook, social media, in real life, outside of the social media platforms about my viewpoint on things. That's just my opinion. You don't have to like it. That's just the way our world is. Everybody's gonna have different opinions. We don't have to kill each other over them, though. You feel what I'm saying? We ain't gotta kill one another over these opinions. That's what makes it crazy. That's what makes it outlandish. When we start to actually try to murder each other over different viewpoints. Problem is, it's been like this for millennia, 3,000, 4,000 years or more. BC, before Christ. AD, after his death. Jesus died at 33. There's so many different things in history. And as a black man, don't get me started on all the triumphs and tribulations I have to face and will continue to face until I'm dead in the ground, in the earth. The point is, life is so precious. We have to cherish the lives that we have because we only get one life. Understand that not every day is guaranteed. Take care of those who've always taken care of you, whether it's financially, spiritually, emotionally. Talk to those you don't get to talk to often. Connect. It's very hard because the people that I do try to connect with, they don't always respond back to me as quick, but they got stuff going on. I'm not hating them for it. It's life, right? We all got something going on. I'm trying to figure stuff out myself. Point is, you have to understand what is around us. Don't be so oblivious to what's going on TV, things like that. It's okay to watch TV. I just bought a new 65-inch. I'm chilling, but I still have to work. I still have a family. I still have a woman that I love, and she loves me just the same. This woman's going to be my wife. We're trying to make things happen. Point is, cherish those around you, especially the good people in your life, whoever's left, because we losing family members, we losing friends, we losing celebrities, some that deserve to die and some that don't deserve to die. That's for the Lord to decide. That's not me. But that's not, you know, something I want to mess around with. You get what I'm saying? Like, I want to leave this earth knowing that I help people, whether it was just me giving them this type of spiritual life advice or doing right by them, or just plain love and just respect of the game of basketball, respect about the way I carried myself. I've never spent a single day in jail. It's one of my proudest accomplishments in my current 30 years of life. I stole from supermarkets. I've done bad stuff. I broke windows in houses. I vandalized. But I've never gone far as to kill, as to hurt another person. I've hurt people's feelings, but I've never physically hurt anybody. I mean, I got into fights, but that's life. Somebody's always gonna try to fight you over something. I mean, they try to jump me. You know what I mean? This was like years I was a teenager. They try to get at me. It's crazy. But life is just very crazy like that. You have to really understand how truly blessed you are. How truly blessed you are to still be breathing, even in air. I mean, it's kind of hard with everything going on, but just be grateful you're able to breathe, even at least in your home, because there's people that are homeless on the streets. Give them $1. It doesn't matter what they do with it. Just be there for somebody else. The Lord's watching. I've been blessed these last few months because I've given back in some way, shape, or form to others. And you cannot take this stuff for granted. Life is just so beautiful. You have to really understand the power that you have when you truly believe in things outside of this world. Real talk. Take care of yourselves, man. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I appreciate everybody that comes through this way. I'm all about positivity and peace. That's the way to go in life. Cherish every day as if it's your last. Real talk.